This is a review of the Edgenuity lesson, area of a circle in a sector. So for example 1, they tell us that the area is 64 pi feet squared and we need to find the radius. So to find the area of a circle, it's just pi r squared. So if we know the area is 64 pi, I would start out here by dividing both sides by pi. So those cancel, and we get r squared equals 64. To undo squared, we square root, and r would be 8. When you square root both sides of an equation, technically you should put a plus or minus in the front, but it doesn't make sense for this because you can't have a negative length. So in fact, r would be 8 feet. Example 2 says, what would be the area of a new circle that has gx as its diameter? Okay, so we know that this length here is 8 and this length here is 6. So the whole length is 14. But here's where they're trying to trick you. What would be the area of a new circle that has gx as its diameter? And when you do the area formula, it's pi r squared. So if the diameter is 14, the radius of that circle would be 7. And I'm just going to leave it in what's called terms of pi. I'm not going to multiply the pi in. So 7 squared is 49. So that's 49 pi units squared, square units. For example 3, it says, what is the area of the sector? Okay, so when they ask for the area of the sector and you're using degrees, you do the degree measure divided by 360 times pi r squared, because we just want that section of the whole circle. So I would say 120 divided by 360 times pi times 9 squared. So 120 divided by 360 is going to be 1/3 times pi times 81. So 1/3 of 81 is 27. So this, because you can multiply in any order. So we end up with 27 pi square units. And if they want you to use a decimal, just do 27 times pi and write out. I'll do that too, so you can see what that answer is as well. So those mean the same thing. It'll just depend on what the multiple choice looks like. If they want you to leave the pi not multiplied in, or if they want you to multiply it in, it'll be a decimal. When you're using radians, the area is going to be the radian measure divided by 2 times r squared. So we have 1.25 pi over 2 times the radius squared. So I'm going to go ahead and answer this one as a decimal. So I'm going to go 1.25 pi divided by 2, and then I'm going to do times 64, because that's 8 squared. So we get 125.7 square units.